Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Post Game Live. I am your host, Big Mike. Here, I am actually alone because it is quite late on a weeknight, but I'm here to do a quick recap. And of course, you know I gotta hit the music, so let's get this party going right now.
We are the New York Knicks. 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 Say go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. Say go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. Well, just like
Yes, here, victorious. You see Madison Square Garden behind me. It will be rocking on Monday. We knew there would be another game in the Garden. What we didn't know was that it was going to be a game 7 or game 1. And now after tonight, we know it will be a game 1. And we do know who they're going to play also. And I'll get to that in a few minutes. But the Knicks victorious in Philadelphia in game 6, 118-115 to win the series in 6. In Philly to close it out. Just so many people contributed to this game. It was everyone contributed tonight. Brunson with 40. Josh Hart hit a huge 3. Dante hit free throws. Harkenstein and Mitchell Robinson played amazing defense on Embiid late in the second half. OG Anunoby had a dunk that shook the Garden from Philly. It was just great team effort. Even Deuce McBride correctly fouling Tyrese Maxey this time late in clutch situations. It was everything as a Knicks fan that you could hope for. This team was gritty. They came out, jumped Philly, was up 22 in the first quarter. Felt like the Knicks were going to run away with this game. And then about as fast as they took that lead was as fast as it disappeared, as Philly everyone just caught fire. They definitely had a team takeover. If you play 2K, you already know. If they definitely just caught a team takeover, and everyone was hitting threes left and right. And that lead dwindled. I think the Knicks were trailing by halftime. It was unbelievable. Dante had an amazing game. He woke up. His jump shot woke up, came to Philly. He had 5. I think he was 5 for 7, 5 for 8 tonight. Cutting. He had a couple big cuts to the rim. Like I said, it was just a complete team effort. Everyone contributed. Philly came back, and then in the third quarter, Philly threw their best shot. The Knicks were down 10 at one point. I believe it was 61-71. And it was feeling shaky. It felt like the Knicks were in trouble. Wells Fargo was rocking. Philly was celebrating. And it wasn't a burst. It was typical of this Knicks team. They just started grinding. They just, that phrase, they just bit on the mouthpiece, and they just started grinding. And they chipped away and chipped away and chipped away, forcing turnovers, forcing bad shots from Philly. We got to the fourth quarter, and here we are again. Tie game, all the money on the line, and these two teams went back and forth in the fourth. The Knicks actually jumped out, started making big plays, were up 8, and then very similar to Game 5, Philly came back in a quick burst, and it was just time to make a big play. The Knicks were able to get a couple big stops, forcing, I think, Kelly Oubre to take a shot a couple times that he missed. Embiid missed one. I know Maxey hit a floater. I don't know how he hit that reverse floater that he hit. It was unbelievable. Jalen Brunson just seemed to hit shot after shot after shot, and it was just unbelievable. OG, I agree that I feel like OG never seemed panicked. He was always calm. Every shot he took, it just seemed like a calm shot. He was just by himself in the gym, just taking a shot. He played great defense, and just like Dante had the three that will live in New York Knicks history, playoff history, that dunk that OG had over Embiid made me jump out of my seat. I'm sure as a Knicks fan, as much as Embiid has played about as dirty of a series as someone could possibly play, to have OG dunk on him in the clutch moments of this game felt good. It felt good. Embiid fouled out of this game. He had 36, fouled out. Everything that the Knicks needed to go right, it happened. And then Josh Hart, they started blitzing Brunson, and Josh Hart stepped into. I would dare anyone to find me a bigger shot that he did, the biggest shot of his career. 3-pointer, clutch, gave the Knicks the lead. And the Knicks, unlike in Game 5, executed late, did everything that they were supposed to do in Game 5. They did tonight. They fouled Maxey before he could get a three. They hit their free throws. They did a great little sequence where they were passing the ball around, but Philly couldn't get a foul. It was executed to perfection, which is actually, if you're a Knicks fan and you watch this team, it's what you expect from this team. Game 5 was the outlier. Everyone else that doesn't watch this team thought that the Knicks were panicked and all of this, and no, that was as surprising to us as it was probably for them, because they don't do that. Tonight is what the Knicks do, and they move on. And I mean, they're going to have home court in the next round. They're going to play a Pacer team that just mopped the floor with Milwaukee tonight. They won. What was the score of that game? 120-98. Indiana, once, Dame tried, but there was nothing he could do tonight to stop that avalanche. Pacers take out Milwaukee in 6. No Giannis. Dame missed, I think, 2 games in that series. It happens. It happens. The starters stay consistent in our bench, like Deuce and Precious, can get activated. We're a threat to the Celtics. I agree we're a threat to the Celtics to an extent. We have to, the way I felt in this Sixers series, which why I was still very confident the Knicks would win, because regardless of what Joel Embiid said, the Knicks were the better team in this series. It felt like Philly had to play perfect and the Knicks had to play bad for Philly to win. I kind of get that sense if the Knicks play the Celtics, that the Knicks are going to have to play perfect to beat them, because Boston is just, they've been on another level this year. I would love to see it. I'm never going to count out these boys. This team has so much grit and so much heart. I'm never going to count them out, but they're going to have to play. But the Celtics, I'm not worried about the Celtics. That's 2-3 weeks from now. Who cares? I don't care. The focus now, can't lose sight. The focus now is on Indiana. And this Pacer team is very good. And this Pacer team, this is going to be a fun series because it's 2 different styles. The Pacers love to run up and down, score. Knicks want to grind you out. It's going to be who can force their will on who. And don't let the Pacers fool you. The Pacers can play defense. So this idea that the Knicks are just going to score 120 every game, this Pacer team sneaky can play defense when they want to. They're just lazy at times. So the Knicks have to capitalize on them being lazy. And I think this is going to be a good series. Just like this series, I think this Pacers-Knicks series has 6 or 7 written all over it. The Pacers are a really good team. They can shoot. Their bench is really good. I do agree. As much, I'm assuming Tibbs just felt the Knicks needed to have size on the court, so that's why Precious wasn't in this series. This series against the Pacers has Precious written all over it. It has him written all over it. He has to play in this series because they have too many 3-and-D guys. They have too many long 3-and-D guys to think that Hark and Mitch are just going to be able to contain it. Too many guys that can shoot. Precious is going to have to play. He's going to have to play. for the Knicks to win this game. Um, yeah, if the Knicks can pick up a one more piece, I think the Knicks do need another piece. But I also, there's a major part of me that thinks the Knicks' final piece is sitting on the bench with a injured shoulder. I really, truly, I watched those about 10 to 15 games that the Knicks had when Randall and OG and everybody played. I really think this team could have beaten Boston if fully healthy. I would have loved to have seen that series. It would have been a great matchup. I think the Knicks would have swept this Philly team if Julius Randle was healthy and playing. That's how much impact I feel because it's another big body. It's another 20-point scorer. The Sixer team, got to give them credit. They had a lot of heart. They showed they have a will. Embiid is a dirty player, but he was playing on one leg, and Bell's palsy, and migraines, and he should have sat his ass down, but he didn't. So you get knocked out. So that's what it is, and we move on. I don't care about Joel Embiid anymore. He's not playing. He's going to Cancun tomorrow. I don't care about him no more. So it is what it is. Don't care about him. We move on. I think Halliburton is going to have to play significantly better against the Knicks than he did against Milwaukee, because the Knicks are going to force him to do things that he doesn't like a lot more. It's not going to be just little Patrick Beverley trying to be a pest and hit you and bump you and do all the stupid stuff that Patrick Beverley does. It's going to be team defense. It's going to be forcing him to do things he doesn't like to do. So if the Knicks, he's the head of the snake, but it's a very long snake. The Knicks, I trust that the Knicks, I feel as if it's going to be a lot of Josh Hart and OG on Halliburton, but we'll see. That's up for Tibbs to figure out. I don't care. That's not my job. I just watch and analyze. But Siakam also is going to be a problem. We'll see. I really think this is going to be a good series. I really think it says 6 or 7 written all over it, just like every Knicks Pacers series always does. There's going to be drama. There's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot, Knicks fans. We just went through a lot, and we'll see. We'll see. Series starts on Monday, 7:30. The second round of the NBA playoffs is looking real good. I'm really excited about this Knicks Pacers series. I'm really excited about this Denver Minnesota series. I hope the Knicks are lined up with them so I can get that back to back. But I mean, even OKC versus I don't even know who OKC is going to play. Oh, OKC versus Mavs or Clippers. That's going to be a good series too. So it's. I hope he has the secrets on him. I hope so. I hope he's got all the tools. I mean, we'll see once the play. I mean, we're talking a year from now for the playoffs. Randall was doing everything he was supposed to. He comes in, he bullies. If the team is too small, we go to see the way the Knicks were playing was if it's a small team, Randall's either going to bully them or Brunson's going to go off and do what he does. If they're a fast, big team, then we're going to let Randall pick and pop them to death. So Randall is a matchup problem. I hope Knicks fans understand what we have in him. I hope him not being here makes us understand that we have an 24, 25, and 10 guy on our team that's an all-star. It's like it is, those guys don't just grow on trees. So I miss Julius Randle. I know he pouts. I know he overreacts. My thing with Julius Randle has always been when he gets to the playoffs, I think he just tries too hard. I honestly, I don't even think the moment's too big. I think he wants it so badly that he tries too hard and he overthinks and he overplays. If he can just find a way to calm down and just play your game, the Knicks can win. This currently constructed Knicks team could win a championship. Denver would be a big ask, but anybody else in the West outside of Denver, I feel like a healthy Knicks team can compete with anyone in the West and anyone in the East. So it's I wish they were healthy, but I don't think the Knicks will get ragged in the West Coast because no one in the West plays defense except for Denver. That's why Denver is so good. That's why Denver is so good. Who is this knocking on the door?
Yo, what's good, man? What's good? Nixon Chase, your boy Breezy is here. What is going on?
You're Spanish now? You're Spanish?
Yo, man, yo. Habla español, un poquito, Nueva York, Nixon Chase.
I mean, Ben Franklin, John Franklin, Franklin D. Roosevelt, Nixon 6.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't matter. Nixon
Exactly.
6.
You see the picture.
I see. I see big Punisher, big Brunson,
Big Brun.
big Run,
Big Brun. Was good.
out here dropping buckets. I was just letting everyone know, man. This was a game. I was already previewing the Pacers series. I was telling if Knicks fans think that the Knicks are just gonna roll over Indiana, they're gonna be in for a shock because that Pacers team is very good.
Yeah, I'll be surprised. The Knicks have surprised me before. If we go in there and just spank these guys, I would be super surprised.
I would be very surprised by that too. I'd be very surprised. I'd be very surprised by that. That Pacers team is very good. Obviously, I'm picking the Knicks to win, but I think they'll win in 6 or probably 7. If I had to guess, probably 7.
I think it'll be 6 for sure. But man,
Indiana's very good at home, so I don't want to disrespect them, but I could see 6, but probably 7. That'll probably be my official pick. I gotta figure it out over the weekend.
what
But man,
what rank was they this year?
who
The Pacers
and ranking what?
in the East. It was the 5th seed,
They're the 6th seed.
6th seed.
They're the
Man,
6th seed. They're the 6th
Man,
seed, but
they 4 seeds lower than us, man. Yo,
they
Knicks
finished
in 5, bro.
they finished a
Knicks in
game
5.
behind us, James. They finished
Nah,
a
Knicks in
game
5,
behind us.
Nah,
They
nah,
finished
Knicks in 5,
one
man.
behind.
Yo, you see, yo. Nah, I'm tired of the disrespect. Knicks in 5.
The disrespect. I mean, we could talk about the disrespect in the media because at the beginning of the series, Sixers were going to win. Then after the Knicks won the first 2, it was like, all right, well, the Sixers are going to just win their 2 at home, and then we'll be back. And then after the Knicks win Game 4, the Knicks are going to the Eastern Conference Finals. The Knicks are going to do this. The Knicks are that. We lose Game 5, and the Knicks stink, and the Sixers are going to win and go to the conference finals again.
I know one thing. Our viewership, we are for our sake, we lucky that we on a live broadcast because I'm gonna censor myself because bump Charles Barkley, bump Shaq, and bump Draymond Green for not believing in the New York Knicks. That's all I'm gonna say.
All of them can go kick rocks. I was so happy when
Draymond got to eat his words.
I was so happy when
Game 1.
Since Game 1, he just knew we were going to lose. He just knew. I was so happy when Chuck guaranteed Philly was going to win tonight. I was so happy.
Draymond was it was crickets. It was church mouse when we won game 4. Church mouse talking about some. I believe they're gonna even this series up. We won Game 4, went up 3-1. You ain't hear nothing from Draymond, nothing until we lost Game 5, and then he pop up on his podcast. Hey, the Sixers gonna win Game 6 and push this game. Eat those words, buddy. Eat those words, buddy, while you at home.
At home podcasting just like us. Mm-hmm. That's what you do. That's what you do.
With us common folk.
That's what you do. Chuck J. Williams on ESPN. It fakes Knicks fan Stephen A. who drives me crazy. He's gonna be on one tomorrow, but he's a fake Knicks fan. We all know. Like, All of them. All of them. You want to jump off the? You know how I feel about things like this.
Stephen A. Smith, he had a chance to be the antithesis of his normal self, and he jumped ship as soon as he got the chance.
You know how I feel. You jump off. You jump off the train. Stay off. Don't get back on. You decide you ain't riding. You ain't riding for the team. Stay off. Stay over there.
Shannon Sharp already proved he more New York than him about how he catches subway.
That was funny. That was funny.
Stephen A. don't know the subway.
Stephen A. ain't ride the subway in 50 years.
Yeah.
You put him on the subway right now and tell him to get from Manhattan to the Bronx, he'll end up in Staten Island.
He's gonna be lost. And he gonna stand the whole time because he ain't gonna try to get down on that suit. That's a fact.
Well, I was talking about Bucks Pacers. By the way, shout out to the Pacers because I've been on this Pacer train all season, I should say.
Yo, man, the
How
Magic.
you feel about the Pacers?
Not worried about them. I must say that I'm not too worried about them. I think that we got a chance to do really good things. I don't think we're gonna lose. I just don't want it to be a long series. I don't want it to be 7 because the longer we go in these series, the tougher it gets for us the next series.
Boston, because Boston gonna win in 5. Boston gonna have 2 weeks off.
Right, like they face whoever wins the Cavs Magic series, right?
They might get your Magic. I know you. They might get your Magic.
I'm praying the Magic win because I got a bet on that.
You got the biggest Gatorade bet we've ever had in this pod on that series, which is crazy. It's crazy.
Dylan, don't hate, man. Don't hate on my bet.
My negotiating skills.
Just I ain't really have to negotiate. I'm not
even
even gonna take
That's
credit
the
for that
thing.
and make Dylan mad. I'm gonna just let him be upset with the real problem. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. He should just be praying that I win just so he can be happy about that person losing.
I mean, I'm sure it will make him happy. But don't sneak out of it. You also got you in trouble. Tomorrow could be a long night for you, buddy.
Nah, I'm not worried, man.
Tomorrow could be a long night for you, buddy.
I see both of these series going 7, and that's just not because of the bets I have on the line. They just are good matchups.
I wouldn't be surprised if Orlando won tomorrow. I would not.
They're not. They if they win tomorrow, it just ties it. It goes 6.
It goes 7. No, tomorrow's game 6. If Cleveland wins, it's over.
No, you said. Oh, you just talking about win the game, not the series.
Yeah, win the game.
Yeah, I mean it's just tough because both of these teams that I need to win are on the road, though.
Yep. No, Orlando's home.
Orlando home. just lost at home yesterday. I thought.
No, that was in Cleveland.
Oh, they just wore their black jerseys.
Yeah, because Donovan Mitchell wasn't playing games yesterday. That's why. He said enough of it. Enough of your nonsense. Come out here and shut y'all down. But if you right now at 12:40 in the morning, held a gun to my head, I would say Orlando's going to win tomorrow. I don't know what's going to be honest with you. I don't know what's going to happen in that Mavs Clippers game. I have no idea. Both of these teams are very inconsistent. I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. I feel like Dallas should win and could win, but
because they're home.
They're home, but I've seen this before. This happened 2 years ago. They won Game 5 in LA when Kawhi airballed the 3 to win the game, and then they went home and promptly lost. And got packed up at home. So, I mean, they get another chance. This Gone Fishing on TNT right now is hilarious, James. Make sure you watch it.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it in a little bit. I'll rewind it back.
But I don't know. Kyrie has been playing out of his mind in this series, except for last year. And he didn't really He didn't really have a good game last game.
He's the reason Luka isn't down 3-1 right now.
Yeah, because he has someone that is actually, carrying some, doing their job. Like, and Dallas is playing defense, which is really surprising. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't expect Paul George to play bad again. I really don't expect Russ to play bad again. To be honest with you, it's Harden and the rest of them that I don't know what's going to happen. The rest of them, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be fun. I know that that series has been very. The only problem with that series is it's been blowout, blowout, blowout. That's the only problem.
Which series is that?
Dallas and the Clippers.
Oh yeah.
Like we haven't had like this Knicks. We're really been spoiled with this Knicks Sixers series because every game has been fought in a. This whole series was fought in a phone booth.
The Knicks, Sixers, and Lakers in Denver were
And the Lakers
the
Denver
best series.
was fought
Like
in a phone
no
booth.
matter what what anybody wants to say, that Lakers Nuggets series was very very good.
And it was
It was
very, very close.
and very very close.
Like
Like
I wouldn't blow it up.
even though they lost 3 games, I mean 4 games to 1, it wasn't like last year.
But even last year they were in it too. Like they lost
They were much
a
in
little
it,
more
much more
convincing.
in it this year than they
They
were
were more
last
in
year.
it this year though. I agree. They were
But
definitely more in it this year.
and I hate to switch topics or talk in the past. I just think that the Nuggets, they're just a better team and have better talent on their team
I
than the
think they
Lakers do.
they have a better bench. They
Yeah,
have a better
but that's what I'm saying. They just are a better team and they just have better talent on their team than the Lakers. And you can't hold that against the Lakers because it's not like they tried. You look at when you what's the stat? They're like, oh, the Lakers held the lead for 80 minutes of the series
bench.
where the
The Lakers
Nuggets
held the
held
lead.
for 40.
The Lakers held the lead for 139 minutes in that series.
Yeah, see?
That is ridiculous.
And that shows why at the end of the game they had a couple mental errors on defense because they were gassed by the end of the game trying to keep a lead.
I will fight you on that though because both of those shots that Jamal Murray hit were unbelievable shots.
But like the last one, right? When Torian Prince was pushing Hachimura to go help defense, he he pushed him, he looked at him, he stepped forward, but he just didn't go. And I think that is attributed to fatigue.
Yeah, but I just don't want to discredit Jalen Brunson because
Nah,
those
I'm not.
Jalen
He
Brunson,
made it,
excuse me, Jamal
but
Murray.
he also should have been double teamed both times.
So we have one more
Like
Nick in here. Go ahead, get your point off before I bring it.
no, I was gonna say you live with Jamal Murray passing it up, and whoever takes a shot, they take the shot because he's their closer. So you try to get the ball out of his hand, even if it goes to Joker. You make Joker in the game.
I don't know. I I don't want Joker shooting the ball either.
Hey,
I don't want him shooting the ball either. But I agree. I get your point. But see, the problem with that though, James, Philly did that tonight. They got the
hmm
ball out of Brunson's hand, and Josh Hart hit a three and broke their heart.
hmm
So, like, I hear you, and you're right. You are absolutely right because I was. Well, let me bring Anthony in so he can hear my point. Anthony's in the building for those of you on YouTube. Um, even though Philly was going crazy in the second and third quarter, I was sitting there. I was watching the game with my dad. I was telling him, I want Cameron Payne to shoot all night. If he beats us, then you know what? They win. I'm they win. If Payne is
oh
gonna beat
no,
us, if he's gonna drop 30, I gotta see him drop 30.
I don't know, man. He is a consistent 3-point shooter. He be on a smoker.
What happened in the second half? fell off a cliff. Fell off the cliff. Like, I will take it. He can shoot all night long. And you're gonna call me crazy because we as Knicks fans, we know he worked on this shot and we know he can hit it. It's gonna be the same thing for me in this Pacer series. Let Obi take every three he wants to take. Shoot all. Let Obi shoot all night because I'm gonna go with those percentages because he's gonna miss. I know he's gonna miss. We all know he's gonna miss because we've seen it. So let him shoot all night. Don't let Halliburton get going. Don't let Miles Turner start shooting threes. And don't let McConnell start shooting threes. But Obi, he can shoot all night. Siakam, maybe. If we're forcing Siakam to shoot threes, we're doing something right. So, Anthony, before you preview this series, I just want to see if you're going to answer this question. What is your hatred for Tyrese Halliburton?
Hold on a second. I gotta fix my headphones real quick. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
To my point, if Aaron Nesmith is dropping 30, we're gonna win. Like, not we're gonna win. If he drops 30, we're in trouble. But I want him to shoot. I want him to drop 30 on us. I want to see him do it. I want to see him try and drop 30 on us. I know Siakam can get 30. I know Halliburton can get 30. I know Siakam, Halliburton. I know Miles Turner could get 30 if he had to. Nesmith, I gotta see it. I gotta see it, James. I'm sorry. I gotta see him do it.
I don't think
I know you hate when I do that in 2K, but I gotta see it. I gotta see it go in before I respect it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I do hate that, but I don't think you're gonna see any neutralizing like that, or making them or soloing out players like that in this playoffs. It's just with the playoffs, there's too many schemes being run and stuff like that. I don't think that we're gonna see that, but if we do, it'll be good. I agree with you on that.
I can't wait for this series personally. Like I was trying to explain to Dylan, like, because my brother had texted me after the game. He was like, "Yeah, we got to get the Pacers back for 2013." I was like, "That's exactly where my head is at. That's exactly where my head is at. I got to get those motherfuckers back for that bullshit series back in 2013 that they stole from us." So yeah, I still never forgot about that.
That was a poorly appreciated series.
Horrible. This dude Roy Hibbert was getting every call under the sun. I never forget that. We should have won that series.
You talking about the Hibbert block on Melo at the end of the game?
I'm talking about Hibbert throughout all those games. Dude was getting every call known to man. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I felt like Embiid was getting that in this series. I was stunned when he fouled out because it felt like they were just never calling anything on him. Like he was fouling left and right. He was fouling left and right. And it just felt like they were not calling anything. And I was stunned when he fouled out of the game.
He definitely got a lot of sympathy because for being injured.
Like
if there's a Sixers fan in here right now, he would have lost his mind hearing what we're saying right now.
I literally saw Joel Embiid run into the back of Dante and push him down, and nothing was called. Like I watched it with my own eye. I saw him just run right to him, push him down from behind, and the play continued like nothing happened in front of the ref. And what is going on? What's happening?
I think the difference in this game, honestly, because what's his name? He didn't go off, which was good. He only had like 6 points, 6 or 9 points. But the difference in this game was we didn't let Maxey go off. We did a good job on Tyrese Maxey. Mm-hmm. And I think I said it earlier. We can let one of them go off. We just can't let two of them. We can't let both of them go off on the same night. Like, it's just going to be too much for us. And the fact that we were able to at least contain Matt, I think he had like 15 points or something like that. You know, he didn't really do much. That was a difference maker in this game. And also, shout out to Dante DiVincenzo for showing up
5'3",
and making big
5'4".
buckets.
He plays really good defense, man.
He's pesky.
He
He's very
plays really. He
Hmm
not even the pesky part as well. Like he moves his feet very well. That's why they switched him to Maxi because they switched him to Maxi late last game because he can stay in front of Maxi for the better part. Like because he can slide his feet and he can stay and he moves he fights the screens, Mike. He fights through
he fights
screens,
the
Mike.
screen.
Yeah, he do be fighting them screens.
He fights the screen.
Mike knows I hate when people go under the screen or just take the switch. I hate it.
Kelly Oubre must have been driving you crazy
My God.
because Batum was on that Brunson Island a lot in the fourth quarter.
Hmm. But yeah,
Oh
man,
man,
they play really good. Nobody's talking about how Kyle Lowry didn't score tonight either. Though.
Well, I mean, I think that's because we're not really. I mean, he's not expected to score. He was still a pest like he normally is, but I felt like his impact on the game got less and less as the series went on.
yeah.
I don't know.
I
He took
felt
two
his
shots
impact.
tonight, just like
As you said,
the last series.
he wasn't doing nothing. I felt like the first three games he was all over the place. He was driving me crazy the first three games, and then I
That's what
just
they
feel like the
needed,
last,
though.
yeah, and the last three games it was barely remember when he was on the court.
I was happy that they went away from him. Ecstatic
Yeah,
because he was causing trouble. He was stripping the ball, taking charges, hitting big shots when we were trying to go on runs. Like what the fuck? He's doing that all the time. Like every time we tried to go on a run, he'd hit a shot. Like oh my god,
Exactly.
Kyle
That shit was
Lowry.
so annoying. So annoying. But
especially by
I
Eric
think
point
the
guard.
I think the difference between this series and then this one against the Pacers, like I said, for this one is just not letting them both go off. I think for Indiana, it's just not letting the other guys beat us. Because I was watching the Bucks game earlier, and Lord, that bench,
You're
the role
opposite of
players
Mike.
were really
Mike wants to let them prove that they can beat us without their stars. Lock up their stars and let the other guys beat us.
no disrespect to Siakam and Halliburton, but they're not Embiid and Maxey. They're not as offensively talented as Embiid and Maxey. I'm not. They scare me a lot less, to be honest. Not saying they can't do their thing, but at the end of the day, when I look at Indiana, I look at those role players and I look at those guys who can go off and hit clutch shots and go for 20. So that's what scares me about the Pacers because they're a high scoring team. I think they're one of the high scoring teams in the NBA this
They
season.
were, they
You
were
know,
the highest scoring team in the NBA this
oh
season.
yeah, we're the highest scoring team. Yeah, so they can score in volumes. I don't want those other players beating us. If we can contain them, let Siakam get his 30, let Halliburton get his 8 points and 21 assists. Like I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
Hmm.
I just feel like it's the opposite. I feel like Halliburton and Siakam can do what Maxey and Embiid were doing because they love to run. Like if they get possession, like if the possessions add up, if they get enough possessions, they're going to score that much. So I just think the Knicks have to control the pace of this game. The Knicks have to run when they want to run because every game that I saw, well, I watched all but one of those Pacer Bucks games. Every time they ran and sped Milwaukee up, that's when bad things happened for Milwaukee. Every time they got sped up, that's when it started falling apart. When they just fall in love because you score and Indiana's like, all right, cool, you score, but we're gonna run and we're gonna try and run and score right now. And then you look up and you're like, all right, well, y'all are out of position, so we're gonna run too. And then you don't even realize you're just running up and down the court with them. You're just going boom, 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 boom. And that's what they
hmm
want because their bench is so deep. They just want to run. They just want to go. Go, 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 go.
hmm
We have to grind, as Dylan would say, we have to grind them into dust. Have to grind them into
Pretty
dust.
much.
Because if we let them start running and get into the 120s and 130s,
Birdies and
we're not going to beat them scoring 130 a night. I'm Knicks. We're all Knicks. I'm telling you guys right now, the Knicks cannot beat them if the Knicks are averaging 125, 130, and they're at like that is not where I want this game to be. This
I
game has
doubt
got to
that.
be in
I
the
doubt
low
that that's gonna
hundreds.
happen. We've been consistent with holding teams under 100 points, while everybody else is scoring hundreds each team. So I doubt that that's gonna happen. We're just too much of a grind team defensively. So I think we're just not gonna let them get out of control with scoring like that.
And I said earlier before you guys came in, I'm hoping that this is just because of the matchup. I need to see Precious Akua in this series. He has to play in this. He has to play. Like this team has a bunch of guys his size that just run around. We can't just rely on Mitch and Hart to not in this series. This is not a good series for Mitch. This like this was a
I
good
mean, you're not lying because the benefit for
Word.
Mitch was he was also guarding somebody who was big, tall, and hobbled just like he was.
move.
Hmm.
Exactly. And Mitch again played unbelievable defense tonight. Played
Hmm.
unbelievable tonight. And I love it. But we gotta put the pride aside and look at matchups. I don't think this Indiana team is a good matchup. I just don't think it fits him. Like, and again, if Julius Randle was playing, Knicks in 5, they have nothing for Julius Randle. Absolutely nothing for him. So like I wish he was playing because Indiana has nothing for him. Siakam cannot guard him. Obi cannot guard him. So he's going to be missed now. But like I said, Knicks in 6, Knicks in 7. I think Knicks in 7. James thinks Knicks in 6.
Knicks in
Oh
five,
hell
nigga.
no,
James
no,
Knicks in
thinks
Knicks.
five.
maybe 5.
No, Knicks. Hell no, no. I don't think this series is going 7 games. I don't think Indy's that good.
I hope y'all are right.
I don't. I don't. I don't want to say Knicks in 5. Knicks in 6. I say Knicks
I
in
said
6.
Knicks in 6, but the reason why I said Knicks in 5 is because of the disrespect that's going on right now.
In the
Knicks in
media.
5. And niggas need to stop disrespecting the Knicks, man. Not need to stop disrespecting the Knicks. And because they disrespecting the Knicks, I'm saying Knicks in 5. But I think it'll be Knicks in 6. But fuck that. Knicks in 5.
Because the reason why I say Knicks in 6, honestly, because I look at that Pacers arena and their home court is vicious, man. That
Mhm.
crowd is crazy. Like
And they're
we
going to
gotta
be pretty
protect home
pure
court.
for
It's
us.
gonna
They're going to be pretty
if we don't
pure.
protect home court, having to go into that arena and win a game is gonna be tough. If we
That's
don't
why I
protect home court.
That's why I said 7 because I said I don't want to disrespect their home court because they're really good at home. Knicks in 7. We won't close them out in Indy. Knicks in 7. But listen, these playoffs have been this Nick team loves the drama, so we'll see. We'll
Monday,
see.
May 6th, 7:30, game 1.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Can't wait for that.
Can't
Cannot
wait.
wait for that. Jeez.
Um, well, we're here. Do you have any? You guys, either one of you, want to make any predictions for the second round? The couple of series that we know, Denver, Minnesota. Anybody want to go on record or not? Not yet.
Um, that Denver, Minnesota. Oof. Other than obviously Knicks and Pacers, that's my favorite second round series. Like,
Yeah, I said that before you came on. I was like, I hope they line us up with Denver, Minnesota because that's some good basketball. That
mhm. Are we lined up with them?
I
No, we're
don't know.
not. No, we're not lined
I don't know.
I'm
because they
rooting
play
for
on
Ant
Saturday.
Man. I'm rooting for Ant Man. I am.
Yeah, I'm such an Ant Edwards fan. Like, so I gotta go. I gotta go the Wolves.
Gonna take the
I'm
Wolves
gonna pick. I'm gonna do
last
Wolves
night
in 6. I'm gonna keep my Wolves in 6.
I'm saying Wolves in 7. But hey,
in
man,
7
Ant Man
in
is
Denver.
yeah. Ant, yo, if he goes nuclear like he did last series and just like surprises the world,
He's
you're
gonna be
gonna
taking
have
the
to
last
say
time Team
you're
USA.
Mike, you're gonna have to recant that Josh statement immediately.
If he does what you're saying, yes, I would. I will absolutely recant. Absolutely recant. My point was, I just feel like everyone's forgetting how good John Moran is. Like, he's really good at basketball. I
Well,
just
yeah,
think,
we forgot because of all the stuff that happened
yeah,
this year.
it's
Because
because
you think,
he turned into Thug Moran. Yes, I know. He turned
yeah,
into
because I mean, I know we're not. I know it's way too early to talk about next season, but you gotta think about it. Once he comes back and he's like idiot free, Memphis is you got to squeeze Memphis back into that conversation again.
is
You
right
know,
back there again because Ja is
yeah.
really good at basketball. And I think because we haven't seen him in basically a year and a half, people seem to forget. Like Ant is great, but like I said in the chat, he's doing exactly what John Morant did 2 years ago. Like this is the exact same script. So
It's a
this is the exact
little
same script, James.
nah, nope,
They got to the
no.
second round. Ja went crazy in the first round, and we was like, "Oh my God, Ja is this and Ja is
No,
that," and then
it's
they lost.
no, it's not that. It's not that. This is a little bit different. It's a little bit different. The reason why I say it's a little bit different is because of how Anthony Edwards is doing it. Like who he had to beat, the people that he's been dunking on. Like Ja was dunking on people.
I was like, "What? What?"
He was dunking on people, bro, but he wasn't dunking on no John Collins, bro. He was dunking on people like Eubanks. He, like yo, when you put like when you think about the dunks comparably, who you think got the better dunks? Ant got the better dunks, bro. His highlight dunks is
I don't know.
sick.
Ja's dunks are like
Ja,
really explosive. Like
Ja's
Ja got a lot
I
of
have to look.
maybes. Ja got a lot of
I still have to. I
intermediate.
have to
Got
get.
a lot of
I,
maybes.
I,
Ant got maybes too.
Nah,
yeah, I
nah.
have to.
Ja,
I still give it to Ja because Ja. I'm like Ant got some good ones, but Ja, like when you gotta just look back at some of Ja's dunks, like oh my god,
Ja got a
like
lot of yo. If that would have went down, he got a
He got
lot
a
of
lot of
those.
those. He do got a
Ant
lot
got
of
a
yeah,
those.
yeah,
lot
he
of
does got a lot of those too.
Ant got a lot of bodies, bro. The Utanabe dunk, sick.
The one
It's
he had this
crazy.
year was crazy though. No doubt about it.
Yo, the John Collins dunk is crazy. The dunk
Hilarious.
over KD and Beal trailing behind him,
The
bro.
KD dunk in the playoffs was nasty, and it was I saw it coming, and so did KD because he tried to get out the way. But all I'm
Like,
saying is, we will revisit this next year, and I'm going to be sitting here like Birdman, telling y'all to put respect on Thug Morant's name.
I'm not.
Fuck
I didn't. I'm
Morant.
not. I'm not taking anything from John Moran. I just think that Ant is better. He's just. I think he's better. Like Ja is his way of playing is like he's explosive, but the way he plays is more of like my competitive juices is gonna will me to win like an AI type of player because like his shot is not the greatest, but because he's so competitive, his competitive will is like I'm gonna make this shot because I'm so competitive and I want to win. The difference between him and Anthony Edwards, Anthony is like, you can't guard me, whether if I'm on the perimeter, driving, dribbling, and I'm gonna lock you up. Like, there's nothing y'all can do. Y'all gotta send two. Y'all better send two because if y'all don't send two, I'm going for 50. I'm going for 40. That's what it is. I think it's just a little bit of a difference between the two, even though they're very similar. They're very, very charismatic and stuff like that. But I think Ant is him. He's really him.
Can't wait. Can't wait. Listen, I would love for Minnesota to win this series, get some
Did
new
Anthony
blood.
Edwards and them lose to Ja last year? Who did they lose to a couple years ago when Anthony Edwards had that incident when he threw the chair at the end of the game? Was that Memphis?
You know what, James? That's a good question.
That
We
is a
can
good question.
we can fact check that in real time. But I remember what you're talking about too. Let's see.
While y'all look that up, I just want to say shout out to OG for
It,
absolutely putting Joel Embiid in a body bag at the end of the game. OG, yo, he definitely he definitely at the end of the game when we needed it, he definitely showed why we made that trade. He hit those threes. He hit a bunch of mid-range shots. He got some stops. He got
He's
that
the X
dunk.
factor.
Yeah, but he like in a couple of games, they kind of like didn't do that because they were reverting to Brunson so much. But this game, they
Exactly.
were like, listen, they're doubling you. They're trying to get the ball out of your hands, and when they do that, OG, get them.
it was Memphis, James. You are correct.
Yep.
It was Memphis. So Jaws already packed him up one time.
Nah, it wasn't that. It wasn't that. They lost by they
He's
lost
already
by a
packed
game.
him up.
They lost by a shot.
They lost in 6.
Yeah, they lost by
So
in that game. He missed the game 1 and 3 to tie it or take the lead. Man,
he is a very good player. He only had 15 points in game 2 against Phoenix. Phoenix should have won game 2. I don't know what Phoenix was doing, but yeah, I mean, all I'm saying is we've seen this script before. I'm leaning Denver, but this is probably the best chance for someone to beat Denver in the West.
Hmm.
I think I'm gonna go Denver in 6, but would I be surprised if Minnesota won? No, actually, no. I could definitely see Minnesota winning, which is why I won't bet any of you on the series because it's too close. Not
hmm.
happening. Not happening.
It's a very close series. I think personally Denver is slightly better, the better team, but I'm pulling for Ant Man. I'm pulling for the Wolves. I think they have a lot of bodies they could throw at Jokic too as well.
They do.
That's also kind of why.
Yeah,
That's why I think the Wolves can do it. I don't want to say Wolves in 7. I don't. If it has to go 7 games in Denver, I
I
don't.
can't. I
I don't.
can't see them.
Yeah,
I don't
that
think they're ready for that yet.
I can't. I can't see that either. I can't see them winning in Denver in a game 7.
And I'm just gonna let you guys in on something that I told Dylan after post game live on Tuesday. I'm on record. The Oklahoma City Thunder are going to the finals. I just want you guys to know that the Thunder are going to the finals.
So they're
You
gonna
know, it's
end up. They're
crazy.
gonna be. So
I
you think
I
they're gonna
totally
be the
forgot
team
about
to
them.
ultimately beat the Nuggets? Then
Yep.
hmm.
Hell no.
Yep.
Who's gonna
Hell
stop
no.
Joker on that team?
Don't know.
Wow.
The answer is nobody.
Don't
The
know.
answer is absolutely nobody.
They will
That
figure it
man's
out.
going for 30 and 10 the whole series.
Don't know. But they'll figure it out. Before we sign off, did either one of you see the incident with Patrick Beverly and the fan?
Nah, what
Nah.
happened?
We'll talk about it in chat, but uh, a fan threw like it sounds crazy saying this. I'm just gonna say it, no context. You guys have no video.
I
A
saw the
fan,
video.
a fan behind the Bucks bench threw a basketball at Patrick Beverly. He caught it and rifled it back at the fan, and it may
See,
or may not have hit the fan's girlfriend. I'm not sure. The angle's terrible,
this
but
is
he
this is
Ooh,
Mike.
rifled it. He rifled it back in
Mike
there.
is potting.
ooh.
See, Mike be
But
potting, yo.
now,
Mike
did I
be
not say
potting, Anthony.
Anthony? Did I not say without context, without you saying? All I said,
But what
James,
is
what did I
but what
say happened? Didn't happen.
no,
What did I say happened? It didn't happen.
because he didn't throw the ball at Patrick Beverly. Beverly asked him to pass the ball to him. He if when you see the video, Anthony, you'll see that Patrick Beverly asked for the ball. The the fan passed him the ball, and he caught it and threw the ball back at the fan.
rifled it back at him.
But what Mike said was the fan threw the ball at Patrick Beverly.
I didn't know
It's
he
all.
asked for the ball. I didn't know he asked for the ball.
That's
Oh,
why.
thank
That's
you.
why.
Thank
That's
you.
why we can't let you tell the story. Mike be potted, bro.
Crazy.
Did we talk about the Clippers or
I didn't want to touch it. We did, but I didn't want to touch it because it's me and James. We got Gatorade.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I got that. Yeah, I got that damn Gatorade bet on that.
But I told him I wouldn't
got
be
Gatorade
surprised if
backs
the
with
Clippers
both of
won
y'all.
tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if the Clippers won.
Tomorrow I'm be tuned into all the games.
Oh yeah, James, you got 2 bets.
Yeah,
You
I got
got-
you and him.
Yeah, I told James tomorrow could be a long night for James.
or it could be a very good night. It could be either a very long night or a very good night.
I need it to be a good night. That's the only way it's gonna happen for me. I need both teams to win tomorrow.
Well,
Cleveland forgets how to play basketball on the road, so I have no faith in them tomorrow.
I told James
That series is going 7 games.
I told James Orlando's going to win tomorrow.
Yeah, Orlando's winning tomorrow.
Kawhi is officially out for Game 6. So
He's not playing
Jesus.
until next series if they get there.
yeah, I would say he might not.
He's out for Game 6. But you know the thing is, I know we got to end soon, but I think LA has enough to beat these guys without Kawhi. You saw what PG and Harden did. Westbrook is somewhere still building construction sites with his bricks. You just got to leave him alone because they got enough.
We got to be fair too, Anthony. Harden was fucking horrible last game.
Oh my god.
Horrible. He was horrible.
Mike won't let that one go.
He was horrible. And so was Paul George. And so was Paul George.
Yeah, Paul George played terrible too.
James Harden had 7 points, James. He starts. He starts. That is unacceptable. It's unacceptable for all of them that Paul George led the team in scoring with 15 points. That is unacceptable.
They had 66 combined points in Game 4.
Where were you at when he scored 40, Mike?
Watching the series.
Where were you?
Watching the series.
Watching the series. You weren't say, "Oh, he had a good game scoring 40." You waited for him to score 7 to say,
because we've seen
horrible.
this before, James. Why are you acting like you've never seen this? You know, James, I can tell you right now what's going to happen. He's going to have a great Game 6. He's going to go off tomorrow. And we're going to be like, that's the James Harden. That's the beard. That's the beard. And then we're going to get to Game 7, and he's going to be horrible again. Like, why are you acting like you don't know what's going to happen, James? We've seen this for 10 years. Like, you know what's about to happen, and you're still sitting here. Why didn't you say nothing when he played good? Because he's about to play bad and cost them the series. That's why. I know it. You know it. We all know what's about to happen, James. Like, I don't need to say nothing about what he does in games 1, 2, 3, because I know what's coming in games 4, 5, 6, 7. Like, who cares?
I think
if he goes out and goes 40-40 in the next 2 games, then I have to shut up and I have to come on this pod and say, yo, James Harden balled the fuck out. But
yeah, I think
it ain't gonna happen, James.
No, my thing is I think you should do it regardless, because what you're doing is you're hoping for that to happen because of the past. And you're not giving him his flowers.
There's no
James. I feel like you'd rather not give him his flowers because you like to say disappearing act.
I have 10 years worth of evidence.
You're refusing to acknowledge
10
what
years
I'm saying versus
10 years of evidence. So it's, well, see, this is the equivalent, because you don't watch football, but this is the exact same thing that the Dallas Cowboys do every single year, James. They get off to a great start. They look great in the regular season, and then the moment you put any kind of pressure on them, they fold. So why do I give them credit for doing good when I know what's going to happen? For what? Why am I wasting my time? He's at a point where he's past me praising him for game 1, 2s, and 3s. You know who gets praised for games 1, 2s, and 3s? Anthony Edwards, because he's just starting. This is all new. This is all. Look at Ant going off in these series. Look at Ant going off. Look at him. Look at him doing this, doing that. James Harden's been doing this for 2 years with the same result every time. Every time. Why am I praising him when I know what's going to happen next?
Mike, let me ask you a question. You think they wanted to lose those games to Harden in the closing moments?
Do I think he's doing? No. Do I think he's doing this on purpose? No.
Hold on. So let me ask you. You think they looked at game what game was that? Game 4. You think they looked at game 4 and said Harden's gonna go off tonight, so you guys want to just pack it up, or did they go out there and try to stop Harden and couldn't stop him?
They tried to stop him and couldn't stop him.
So why not praise that? Why not say, yo, Harden just went off? But I'm not going to say he went off because he does this every year.
He did go off, but what does it mean, James? What does it mean?
These are each of these games are game to game scenarios. So why not praise when the player does play well versus he do this every year? I'm just waiting for the moment for him to fall off.
I'm not waiting for him to fall off. I know he's going to fall off.
He said, I know he's going to fall off.
But why? My question is, do you not think he's at a point in his career where praising him for these games means nothing? It means nothing to his legacy, what he's doing right now, unless he finishes the job.
It's not about the legacy because he on that team out of the 3 is the 3rd, right?
Mm-hmm.
Out of that 3, he's the 3rd. So we're not looking at him to be, we're worried about his legacy and everything. At this point in time, his position on the team is to be a team player, role player, even though he's a star on that team as well. What I'm saying is, when he does decide to perform when the other ones aren't able to perform and they end up winning the game, he should still get praised because he's the 3rd option of the 3.
Okay. He has played okay. He has played well in the first few games of the series. He played absolutely terrible in the last game.
He did.
And what happens if he plays absolutely terrible again?
What'd you say?
What happens if he plays absolutely terrible again?
That means they're going home.
Absolutely terrible. Yeah, they're going home and you played absolutely terrible.
So then, do I get to say anything, or is it just he's the 3rd option? So
you do. But my thing is, when we say, where were you at when he scored 40? You said I was watching the game. That is the most
commenting on this series.
I was watching the game.
Because me and you have a bet on this series. I haven't mentioned anything about the series. The only one that's been yelling about the series was you waving the pom-poms when they won in Dallas.
I only talk about when they win. That's it.
But you're accusing me of doing the same thing.
No. What I'm saying is, don't try to make it seem like he's not playing well because he had one game bad. You're like, oh, he played absolutely horrible.
He's had 2 games bad in this series. Oh my God. They've played 5 games and he's played bad in 2 of them. He's played well in 3. He played really well in the game they won in Dallas. He played
game 4.
He played really well in that game.
Yeah, they couldn't stop his floater.
They couldn't stop anything, but he was reading. He was killing them. The pick and roll decision making. He was killing them with that. He saw everything that they was going to do a mile away. That's why he was hitting the floaters. That's why he was hitting the open man. He was killing them in game 4. They had nothing for him that game. Nothing. He played great. But it's hard to say he won that game because Paul George played great in that game too. But they in the 4th quarter in money time, Harden made every correct play. Every correct play. As good as he played in Game 4, that's how bad he played in Game 5. Just terrible. And the bad games with him stand out because he's been doing this for 10 years. And we're like 10 years of him doing this exact same script. That's why when he plays bad, it's like, oh my God, here we go again. Why can't you just put a series together when it matters? And to be fair, like I told you, he's played well in first rounds before. He's played well in first rounds. It's usually the second round or the conference finals against the Warriors where he just shit the bed. But normally he plays well in the first round. He warms up and just goes. And then, but like I said, whenever pressure is put on that man, he falls apart. He falls apart. So there'll be pressure tomorrow. But like I said, I really wouldn't even be surprised if he plays well tomorrow. I really wouldn't even be surprised. Because that would be in his MO.
I'm rooting for you, James Harden. Shut the haters up.
Before we go, I have to address one more hater. And his name is Dylan Barreto.
I know he's absolutely ecstatic that the Bucks went home tonight.
He is. But who cares? Because all year, I'm going to move the curtain for you guys. Me and Dylan have been arguing about Josh Hart all season.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
All Dylan does is point out that he doesn't do this, doesn't score, and doesn't score, can't shoot, can't. I just want to know who hit the game tonight. His name is Josh, and I'm just gonna state what I state, and you guys can co-sign this, seemingly on a weekly basis. Why do I need Bruce Brown when I have Josh Hart? I don't need him. I have the better player. Josh Hart is better than Bruce Brown today, better than Bruce Brown tomorrow, and will always be better than Bruce Brown.
See, that's the thing that I can't really agree with because I think they're the same exact.
Because he got a ring. Because he got a ring. Because he was on the bus. Because he was in the back of the bus in Denver. That's why he's better.
Listen, I'm a Knicks fan.
We pulled up the stats, James. I told you. I don't never want to hear Bruce Brown better than Josh Hart again when this man doesn't even average double-figure points. I never want to hear it again. In his career, he's never averaged double-digit points. This argument is null and void forever. Forever. He is a slightly bigger Patrick Beverley. And he wishes he played defense like Patrick Beverley. He wishes. Patrick Beverley was his size. He might be an all-star. But I will just show, why do I need Bruce Brown when I have Josh Hart?
I think they're the same player. They do the same exact thing.
Do you think the Knicks are exactly the same if Bruce Brown is on the team?
I believe so. They do the same thing. They both hustle. They both get after it. They both guard whoever you need to guard. They grind out guys. They do the same thing.
Who's better?
Oh my gosh. Me.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. James has done it. We're done. We're out of here. But you know that we can't get out of here without playing the music.
Back in the mix, straight out of New York City. It's the red hot Knicks, and nothing's gonna stop us from hanging a banner. Not the Hawks, Heat, or even Indiana. It's the
Knicks Pacers game 1. I don't even know if you can hear me because the music's playing, and we just gonna let the music play and take us out tonight. Let's go. Thanks for joining us tonight. Have a great New York Knicks night. Bing, bong.
Nobody does it like the Knicks can. Go get your best 5 guys. In fact, grab a 6-man. The 3-well and the Knicks excel. Look out, the number 18 is starting to gel. Go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. Say go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. You want depth? Hold up with 2 deep.